Hello, I'm Catherine Duncan, and I am an integrative spiritual consultant. Thank you for joining today. As an integrative consultant, I help people integrate mind and body and spirit so they can feel fully alive. I have a private practice called Learning to Live, and I do public speaking, and I am a blog writer. I'm starting a series of Facebook Live talks where I'm going to cover a range of topics from prayer to coming into the present moment, connecting with something greater, love, listening, how to move within balance and flow. So today, I'm going to talk about prayer. As a former hospice and hospital chaplain, I've worked with many people over many, many years around the topic of prayer. And I've been discussing and exploring and teaching a range of prayer practices. As my background as a former hospice and hospital chaplain, a minister, a spiritual director, and now in private practice. And I just want to share that I am steeped in a very broad, inclusive, ecumenical background. I have been contemplating the meaning of life and practicing prayer since a young child. For me, I started to pray as an 11-year-old. I was dealing with a very rare childhood cancer, and this was in the 70s. Back then, they did have chaplains, they did have counselors, but no one talked with me. My mother would say, "You're going to be fine." And it was very comforting, but there was no sense of reality of what was happening, of what I was living through, years of treatment and surgeries. And I felt like I was between life and death. I felt like I was on a tightrope. Was I going to live? Was I going to die? And I was scared. And up until then, faith meant nothing to me. My family was Lutheran. We would go to church services on and off, but it really held no meaning for me. And I just on my own started to organically pray. And my prayer was, "Please, God, could I live to be 20 years old?" I thought that if I lived to be 20, I would see the world. So at first, nothing happened. I kept praying, and I told no one, and praying, and over weeks, all of a sudden this feeling of just deep peace and a presence just flooded my body. It was just like, just came through me. It was profound. It was this sense of aliveness. And it was just all of a sudden a knowing came through me that I was going to be okay. And the fear and any kind of fear and unrest and terror, it just dropped. And that feeling, that strong presence is with me to this day, and a knowing that I'm not alone. So this is how I learned how powerful and simple prayer can be. And I work with many people over many years, and a lot of people are like, "How do I pray? How do you do it? What do I do?" And my message to you today is that prayer, there's no set way to pray. Prayer can be simple. Prayer can simply be with me, help me, fill me with your love, your light. So I invite you to say what's in your heart and let go and breathe. I want to share with you a famous mystic I love, Meister Eckhart from the 13th century. And he said, if prayer is nothing more than thank you, that is prayer. That is enough. So I want to share today that prayer, you don't have to be religious. It doesn't have to be formal. It can just be simple. Help me. And let go. And listen. And be open. And I invite you to look for upcoming Facebook live events. I'll be sharing live talks in the future in the coming months. And I just want to thank you for joining me today. Peace be with you. Bless you.